All right, so let's talk about some tax deed and lien horror stories. We actually just did a webinar where we talked about some horror stories that have happened to us and to other people. And when it comes to horror stories, if you're not researching, this is really where you get bit. We see people all the time who go on Google Earth and they see a picture of a property, or not Google Earth, Google Streets, right? And they see this beautiful house on Google Streets, and then they go to the auction and they bid. But what they don't realize is that the information on the Google dude that drove around was months old, and that there's been a fire or a flood that's happened, and the property's useless. So we see that all the time, and you definitely don't want that to happen to you. And the easiest way around it is, when it comes to tax deeds, go look at the property. You'd be amazed how many people don't. Now with tax liens, it's a little bit different because you're bidding at such a small percentage of the market value of the property. Even if there was a worst case scenario like a fire or a flood, then if you get the tax lien, the land is probably going to still make you some money if it's a worst case scenario, if it's burnt down or flooded or any of that type of stuff that can happen. So there's obviously a myriad of things that can happen for horror stories in this business. One of the worst ones. Hi. Oh yeah, come have a seat. Come have a seat. I've been sitting on this bench too long. No, it's okay. I'm making a video. Thank you. Bye. I lost my bench. Sometimes in life you just got to give up your bench. Maybe she wanted in on the content. She'll have to watch the video. What the heck was I talking about? Oh yeah, horror stories on this stuff. So I've seen a lot of things go wrong. One of the funniest ones that I think I've mentioned before is I was in New York at a tax deed sale, and the water main on the second floor of this apartment broke, and it flooded the entire building. And it was hilarious because there was 4 feet of water in the entire building, and you walk in the door, there was literally 4 feet of ice, and it was ridiculous. It was nuts. The building was completely destroyed, and from the outside it looked amazing. Luckily it was open, so we were able to go inside and take a look around. And when we got inside, we noticed that there was 4 feet of ice inside the entire house. And I've told this story before because it really sticks out in my mind. And from there, when we went to the sale, somebody bid this property to like $70,000 or $80,000. And when we said to them, "Have you looked inside?" they said no. And we showed them a video on our camera, and their jaw hit the ground because they just bought something that was complete trash. So obviously, avoiding the mistakes in this stuff, it's not rocket science. None of this stuff is really, you don't need to be a genius to do it. You just have to go and do it and get your skills, which doesn't take long when you compare this stuff to like going to college or university. It's much easier. What's funny is when we went to this house that had the ice in it, I'll never forget, I went in the front door and my friend snuck in the back door. And he went and hid behind the corner, and we both didn't know we were in the house. And I came around the corner and he jumped out. It scared the living crap out of me, because sometimes you have to be careful of maybe people squatting inside these houses. So always keep that in mind when if you're gonna go in. So once again, we don't recommend that, and it's usually not allowed to go in the property. But sometimes if the door's open, you might go check it out. And if that's the case, just beware of people squatting. I remember one time I went to look at a tax deed, and there was a guy there, and we said, "Oh, we're just in the area looking at real estate." And he said he was living there, he was squatting, and he was the squatter in the property. And he said, "Yeah, you can come check it out, but it's $5." So he charged us $5 to go check it out, which was pretty funny. But don't get caught up in one of these. It's really easy. if you're looking at tax deeds, just go see it in person. It's probably the best tip I can give you on that. So on that note, wrap up this video. See you guys tomorrow. Remember to click the link, doing that live event. It's only like 97 bucks for 3 days, which is ridiculously cheap. And it's right in LA at one of the hotels, literally I think just a minute or two from the airport. So LA is very easy to get to, and would love to have you guys there. Come learn about tax liens and deeds. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.